Okay, thank you for looking through the questions. So to start off, I want you to introduce yourself, who you are as a researcher, writer, and as a person, as a queer Somali woman.
Thank you, Dahab. I'm Saida. I write my name in small letters. I am a human being, and I take deeply to heart the duty Allah entrusted to humans when Allah said, I am placing a Khalifa on earth. That Khalifa carries a great responsibility.
Can you explain what you mean by placing the Khalifa on the earth?
I mean, how Allah placed a human being on earth. Allah said to the angels, I am placing a successor on the earth or agent on the earth. So
Oh, so it's
it's,
referring to all human beings.
yeah.
هذا فهمه. Okay. هذاك فهمه. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. Can you share what Lagaama Roona is about and what the title means?
Actually, it discusses the rights of Somali members of the LGBTQ plus communities. Lagaama Roona is based on thorough research into the rights of LGBTQ plus Somalis from both cultural and religious perspectives. I used storytelling and humorous anecdotes to center the voices of LGBTQ plus Somalis and to encourage readers to think about a subject that has long been taboo in the Somali community. Through this book, I am to raise awareness about the rights of Somali queer people and to break the barrier of fear and silence imposed on this group. Actually, my main goal is to spark an honest and compassionate dialogue among Somali people about this topic. And the title challenges the derogatory term Lagarone, which suggests that Somali queer people are useless, worthless, and can be killed. So yeah, Lagarone is that, and Lagaama Roona is the opposite, saying you are worthy, and you deserve to live and laugh and love. They have worthy, sending a powerful message to the queer people. You are worthy, using the image of the conch, or in Somalia, boom, or in northern Somali dialect, arok, as it has traditionally been used in Somali culture to call the community together or announce important news.
What made you realize these histories need to be recorded? Was there a defining moment?
As a writer and author and researcher, I've always, collected Somali stories and cultures. And I began gathering queer stories in the Somali culture when I remembered my time in Merka and that I witnessed the Aw Cusmaanka Sierra. So after researching it thoroughly and realizing that the Somalis had their own queer pride long before the Western pride celebration, I asked friends who at the time were braver than me on social media and asked to help me find someone who could take my research and publish it, but I couldn't find. Years later, when I came out, I decided to write it myself.
I think it's amazing that we have no idea that we've been having these celebrations, right at home all this time, and it's just not been recorded. I think I wish I'd been able to see it. Do you know if it's still? I think you said it happens, but it's more hidden now.
Yeah, sure.
How did you go about collecting these histories and finding and connecting with the people you learn from?
Yeah, some of the you know information were very to hand. I spent part of my childhood in Merka, and I saw both the bride and the Sierra with my own eyes. And it's very famous. Everybody knows Aw Cusmaanka Sierra. And I also come across a research paper, or I think it was dissertation, and it's talking about, in general, Merka, but also speaking about the bride, the queer
Mm,
bride in Merka. And then, yeah, that confirmed that uh, what I witnessed was real, and that I was not imagining. It was not my
mm,
imagination. So yeah, it helped me, and also it reconnected my mind to that time in Mecca also.
mm. That's incredible. I hope we're able to see at some point some of those celebrations like revived,
I also
inshallah. As someone documenting our past while living openly as a queer Somali woman, what's been your greatest challenge in claiming space in wider Somali society?
in fact, Somali society are difficult people, but one of the biggest challenges is that some people, actually the mostly those who were born during the civil war,
Mm-hmm,
they every time insist that queerness is not part of Somali culture, particularly homosexuality and trans women. Uh, yeah, homosexuality were there all the time, and it's very challenging reading these young people, or this generation born during the civil war,
mm-hmm,
and yeah, reaching them and showing them they are wrong is difficult, especially because many of them do not read or engage in research. So
mm-hmm. Yeah, because the information is out there. It's just a matter of
yeah,
it together, like you've done in this book, and being able to share that. I'm really, really looking forward to the English translation, but I'm also for myself looking forward to
inshallah.
learning enough Somali to read the Somali, the first edition Somali, because I feel like it's more
Inshallah.
valuable to be able to understand it in our own language. And
Yeah,
yeah.
both will be available for all, all the Somalis who are in the diaspora, the say Wallahis, the ones who speak Somali, the ones who can't. Yeah,
Mhm, absolutely. How can the story of Aw Cusmaanka's queer pride change how we view tradition?
in fact, if the queer Somalis learn that the queer pride existed in the past, and that queer people were part of Somali society and communities, I believe they would understand that they are not some new phenomena, and that their sexuality is, you know, they will understand that their sexuality is not wrong. Uh, they are not, how you say, get harana. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Ah,
they are, yeah, normal human beings, normal
mm-hmm.
Somalis.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the key, yeah, the key part, normal Somalis, because how we've been taught to believe that being Khaniis is like a foreign concept or Western concept, an Islamic and Somali concept. I think seeing that it's been part of our traditions, that our tradition is not, the
Yeah,
opposite of being
it's been
queer.
there. It's been there forever. It's rooted in our tradition, our culture, and um, but it's man-made. All this hatred, it's just man-made.
Absolutely. Okay. Can you speak to the ways Khaniisiin people have survived and made their own spaces in cities like Merka?
Yeah, we are Somalis. Somalis are human, and like all humans, we have diverse genders and sexualities. In the past, Somalis were accepting and people valued and celebrated the differences. Pride existed for centuries, continued through the colonial era, and even under the different governments, Somali governments rule, and even during the civil war.
Mm-hmm.
But was completely, erased or suppressed during the Al-Shabaab extremist period for few years when they were controlling in Markade.
Wow.
Yeah, today it still survives, but in a hidden spaces.
Wow. That's so incredible. I mean, yeah, it's so incredible to imagine that we've had all this history for centuries, and it's just this small period of time where it's been
Yeah,
erased, and now people think it was never there. But it's also really scary to think how easy it is for really important history to just be, hidden or brushed aside because it's inconvenient for people to deal with, or it's not part of what's seen as the culture right now. But that's why we have to
yeah.
safeguard it even more.
People don't know that during the 80s, every Somali queer in every corner of the country and even outside used to come to that pride. And yeah, everybody knew, but I don't know what happened after the civil war. I mean, uh, yeah, I don't know. Some people forgot about it. Some people don't talk about it. I don't know. Is it the survival of the civil war that made the people to not
Mm.
mention that big cultural uh, event? Or I don't know what to say, but yeah, 80s is not that far, but yeah, and
Really
it
not.
existed, and even the civil war, yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
ask everyone, every Somali, do you know Cusmaanka? They will say, yeah, Merka, and then ask about the Sierra, and they'll say, yes, we know. But I don't know why they don't mention the pride.
Yeah, the queer aspect.
Yeah,
That's so interesting. And that's the queer the pride aspect is a big part of it,
yeah,
with the dances and the hair salt and the community showing out. That's so wild because, like you said, 1980s is really not a long time. The Civil War is really not a long time. It's
yeah.
definitely not long enough for people to be forgetting. So I don't think that's what's happening. I think something else definitely. But that's recent enough that there's got to be, photos or films or some way that this history must have been kept. So I think it's still out there, which is just amazing to think about.
Yeah, a few years back, I called some musicians in Merka, and I asked them the bride, and they told me, yeah, it exists, but it's in Wadajir district, but it's in only hidden spaces.
So you have to be like in the community to be able to see these things, which I suppose makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, it's not as big as it was.
Hmm, I understand. It still happens in February.
Yeah, that is the month they call Aw Cusmaanka month in Merka. If you are in Merka, if you ask the month, they don't say it's February. They say it's Aw Cusmaanka.
Osmanka, Bishaval Osmanka, the month of
Yeah.
Osman.
Mhm.
That's amazing. Well, if we ever revive it, that can be a Pride month, a new Pride month.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I bet there's other, historic figures that are important for queer history, not just Osman.
Yeah, they are, and I, I do analyze, you know, sometimes in our language, and some names in our language, and you will understand that we were part of the community, of the culture, of the history, and we were in everywhere. So in Somali towns, it's they get the opportunity to transition in Western world, because we didn't have the doctors or system.
Ah,
So even the trans woman, um, in Somalia, she had to be a gay man.
ah,
And also, but the thing is that trans men had always better opportunity, because um, I remember someone called Willow, and she used to have the ma'awis and shirt and uh, bakorat.
Qatar.
And I mean, he used to have a bakorat, and
He was a trans guy.
yeah, but he didn't have the opportunity to go to
Ha,
doctor, to what do you call that, transitioning.
ha, ha.
Yeah. So yeah, trans men were there.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, but yeah, well, we didn't have the system like
Yeah,
here.
but they were living kind of hiding in plain sight. Amr.
Yeah, they were like willow. They used people used to call them willow,
Hmm. That's
and
actually
yeah,
one of the things that I wanted to ask you about at some point, was like the language around sexuality, because I've heard of Relo for, everything from butch women to tomboys to lesbians to trans
yes,
guys. And I've
yes,
also
yes,
had with queer men, I've had like nicknames like Najmo or Aisha for feminine men, or for trans women as well sometimes, or people who are perceived as, one or the other. So is there like words like that, or more
Hamda is
than
like the new names are Hamda. Like they say
Hamda?
like, oh, Barba Hamda.
What does that mean?
Barba Hamda means half of the person is Hamda.
Is that like for someone who is fluid,
They're,
Amal?
yeah, they're saying like half of this man, half of him is Hamda, is a woman.
Another one I've had was actually very similar, is Badnagod, like Barnagod,
Yeah, but now
like
got
half human. Or
a well, yeah, I'm collecting the terms also into the English version. So
oh my God, that's like incredible archiving. Wow.
yeah,
Okay. One of the things we're doing in the workshop is like we're going to be talking about language we use for ourselves, and what we want, like, as even nicknames, things that yeah, like reinventing or reimagining language for ourselves outside of like the derogatory stuff. So it's good to hear some.
okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I collected a lot of the terms, and um, each it is negative connotation, and also some of them has positive. So, but we don't accept Lagarone.
I understand.
Because why I don't accept Lagarone? Because if they call you Lagarone, that means you can be killed at any time
Mm,
because you have no worth.
yeah, it's dehumanizing.
Yeah. So that is the reason I am against that name. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm explaining also, the queer also, it it was negative term, but now the people of Western world, they said, okay, we take it,
Mm-hmm.
we
Ah,
normalize it.
okay. I mean, yes, I want to reclaim some words, but I also want us to invent our own words. So, yeah, just to
Yeah,
add some.
I mentioned that uh some names that's been called before these derogatory terms, the gay community, like lesbians used to call abay maani, and gay man used abo maano or aboe. Then they took the abay and aboe for themselves, and they give to the queer community these derogatory terms.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's in the Lagaama Roona, this version, the Somali version.
Ah, by Maani and Abu Maani is the lesbian and gay. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing that. Okay,
yeah,
I think
you're right. We
that's.
will share a lot, and we will learn a lot from our culture and language also. I
Mhm.
don't know, even this Somali version, I explained it also, the Arawelo meaning. I said Arawelo, there's no in Somali language called it Arawelo. So it came from Welo, usually the double E and double I in Somali language, they become interchangeable.
Huh.
There's no word Welo in Somali language, so it came from Wilo. And
Whoa. I can feel.
yeah,
Huh.
and the arrow, it came from land. So the word arowilo, it's arowilo, and it's wheeler land, the queen
Wow.
wheeler land.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, go to section Arawilo in Lagaama Roona, this the Somali version. If you
My
have,
Somali is not as strong as I'd like because I have
yeah, it's already there. I explain it. I make it in details. I also discussed with the Somali linguists, and they agreed with me. And yeah,
hmm. So it's referring to someone or some people that were identified as real.
yeah, the woman, her name was Willow, and Arrow is land. It's Arrow. The
Hairland.
Somalis say like Arrow Habarionis, Arrow Abgal, Arrow
Ah,
Habar Awal, Arrow Isa, Arrow. They call, they do that every time till until now.
oh,
So Arrow is the land. They mean the land of that clan.
ah,
This is Aro Willow, and the Willow is the queen name. Queen's name is the Willow.
wow. There's a chance she's a queer icon.
Of course, that's why they created all this nonsense, saying like she used to cut. How you call? She
Mm.
used to make. I forget the
Ah,
name. Yeah, cut the man's.
I forgot what it was. Castration, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. She used to cut the man's penis.
Mm.
Yeah, that's all nonsense. Is that they just wanted to say it their way, indirect way, that she was against the man. She was a lesbian. That's their
I'm
way
not,
to say it.
mm, I'm not surprised if that's what happened, honestly. That they'd be
Mm,
threatened by a queer woman.
yeah, yeah. I hope people will read Lagaama Roona. It's a Somali version, which I am mm, um, trying to make bigger than as it was before, and the English version, which will have more uh, more details about uh, you know. Cultural wise, language wise, religion and histories, and yeah, and more regions, inshallah.
Okay. When do you think that will be published?
I have the first draft, and what I'm doing is now, to edit, and also making the citations, and yeah. Since the Somali version is already here, the second one will be the English version,
Hmm.
and after that, I'm gonna republish the Somali version, which is much more bigger than the one we have now.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, I can't wait. I need to learn Somali in the meantime. Proper Somali.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. What advice would you give younger queer Somalis exploring their history for the first time, or even
just
hearing it for the first time?
just yay.
Ah, definitely. That's how I felt when I first came across your book. Like, I never imagined anything like that would even exist. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope people, you know, do research and learn the Somali culture, and then they will learn a lot about, the queer people.
What words of dirigelin or encouragement would you offer someone struggling to embrace all parts of themselves?
What is important is that you are educated, you learn, you teach. I mean, yourself, you learn new things, you go and you work, and you have talent, and you know, Allah created you as unique, and it's positive, it's beautiful to be, unique uh, creation of Allah, and you don't give a damn the other people. I mean, what they think of you, or what they want from you, or yeah, just enjoy your life. That's that's
Exactly.
say yeah.
100%. I love that. Agreed. I can't wait to share it with the others. Is there anything else you want to say in closing to the group? There's going to be like 8 of us around like I think 20 to maybe like 30s. Um, all of them like diaspora people who grew up here. محل هذا fish and chips نوعهن. What did you call us? I forgot.
Say wallahi.
Say wallahi ha. More say wallahi than others.
Yeah, I would like to say to the say wallahis, I love you, say wallahis. You are the best, and keep going.
I love that. هلا وسهلا.
Hore u socda, taariikhdiina barta, waxba laydinkama xigo. luuqadda ma laydinka xigo, dhaqanka ma laydinka xigo, taariikhda ma laydinka xigo, qur-aanka ma laydinka xigo. Marka hore u socda.
That's what we're here for. Thank you so much, Saida. I really, really appreciated talking with you. And I've learned so much that I can share with the group.
Thanks for having me, bro. Hore u soco.
Mad Senate, Mad Senate. This has been so, so great.